Somebody wandered in here while I was reading the gospel, and it's okay, Ridgeway, it's okay. She can be here. It's fine. We do this from 2 different floors. The rest of the family is upstairs while we have church. Anyway, today I don't give much of a sermon because the kids are really going to be the ones who are interpreting and proclaiming the good news in a way that we can hear. But I'm just going to say a few words about this text. Every year on March 25th, there is a special day in the Christian calendar, a feast day, and it's the Annunciation. That's the day that we honor that Mary was visited by the angel and became great with child, as they say. March 25th is 9 months back from Christmas, of course, the day that we celebrate Jesus' birth. And then the Annunciation is the event we heard in our gospel reading, where Mary was just a girl engaged to be married. It's a moment where she received news that would absolutely change her life. She was to bear a son, and not only any son, but the Son of God, Jesus the Christ. This moment is a moment that filled her with anticipation and also fear. I think it's a moment that every parent can relate to. The moment the pregnancy test indicated yes, the moment the adoption agency called and said, "We have a child for you," the moment you knew this is happening. Sweetie, are you okay? Why don't you go upstairs, okay? I think you'll feel better. This moment is a moment that happens outside of parenting too. It's the moment your boss asks you to do something you don't quite feel skilled for, and yet you realize is the perfect use of your gift for the good of the world. You want to say yes, even though it doesn't make sense. It's the moment you sign the loan for the business or start the paperwork on the visa to go to a new country. Inquire about that class at the community college. Ask someone out on a first date. It's the moment you realize God is doing something new in your life. And it does have everything to do with you, but it's part of something so much bigger. And it's also something very small. God sets things in motion, and our lives are never the same. And it comes with great faith, and it comes with great fear, and it unfolds over time. Mary received her good news with bafflement and curiosity and disbelief, and then she said, yes, let it be with me. She responded to her crazy, hard good news with faith, and then she waited 9 months. It can be a very long time. I date the start of the coronavirus as March 15th. The virus was around in our world for a few months before then, but March 15th was the first Sunday that we had church online. As I think you know, I have written a reflection most nights since March 15th. We just passed the 280-day mark, or 9 months. Our neighbors had a baby last week. The child was conceived, carried to complete term within Corona time. What can happen in 9 months? This text today is a powerful reminder that patience is essential to the life of faith, that God declares something is going to happen, and then we need to wait and let it unfold. It's a reminder that often the best things do start small, as an idea, as a whisper, as a prayer, and that these things are also accompanied by fear, and that fear is not the absence of faith, it's part of faith. These two grow up together. It's also a reminder that while you're waiting, it's good to have company. And you all have been extremely good company these last 9 months, as together we have waited in fear and in faith for God to do things small and large to remind us that the Holy One is at hand. Mary went to Elizabeth, we go to one another, and we find the company and the encouragement we need. And it's also a reminder that there is never an end to the life of faith. Mary waited her 9 months and then she had her baby boy, and then there was a new season. I have sensed that we are starting a new season, and I've started to look out another 9 months from now. September, next fall, what's that going to be like? I know that might sound crazy to think about to some of you right now. You're just trying to get through this week, right? But I'm starting to see what small things are being planted now in our congregation, as a family, in our individual lives. What is God doing? How fitting that on this day we hear from children. Children who we encourage in faith and then they encourage us back. Children who are very good company when you're waiting. We see that their smallness is not too small to proclaim and embody the gospel. We are reminded that their faith is full of questions and doubt, and that those two spring up together. And it's a reminder when we hear from our children that where there is faith, there is a future. 9 months and 9 months more, generation to generation. Right now, God is planting a seed. It will take time to unfold. There is hope, even in the midst of difficult days. God is doing a new thing. Nothing will be impossible with God.